Today, we'll meet local pianist Charles Szczepanek, known for his classically infused music. Welcome to Passion for the Arts. I'm your host, Andrea Zakrzewski.
I think music chose me more than I chose it. I took piano lessons from a very young age. I started when I was 3 years old, and graduated with a bachelor's and master's degree in piano performance. But the whole time that this was going on, I always felt like there wasn't really another choice. I always liked music that much. When it came time to decide what I was going to major in college, I didn't really consider anything else, just music all the way. I'm one of the few classical pianists that enjoys listening to pop music and to other styles of music. I really, really like that. Music from the movies its roots are in classical music, really. That orchestral music that you hear in all of your favorite movies, like Star Wars and Star Trek and Indiana Jones, composers like John Williams, who's a famous name in the United States for movie music. That really is classical music, and it was a goal of mine. A couple years ago, I did an album of arrangements of music from the movies for solo piano, and a goal of mine was to show people just how similar the two genres are, because so many people, they think that music from the movies and classical music, they're these separate things, and they're really not. They're so influenced by one another. Most of the time, I think my best work is music it just kind of happens. When you study something so long, like I've studied music, it really feels like its own language. And so as simple as you and I are talking today, that's kind of what music feels like to me. But it always starts, my best work always starts with just a feeling, an emotion, or a story that I let my hands tell. For me, the piano I can just do anything musically that I think of on the piano. And that's one of the reasons why I gravitate toward music that was written for orchestra, is because no matter what I play on the piano, I'm always hearing things in an orchestrated way. So whenever I write music, the piano gives me this opportunity to write with all these different musical colors, almost like just having an infinite number of paints you can work with. As pianists, we have to kind of work around this box that we're given. And I don't like to say this to a lot of people, but a piano is really kind of a big box with all 88 buttons. And so how we use that is so important, because we're so detached from the instrument. Overall, I think you can tell a huge amount about a pianist's style and the emotion that they're putting forth by the way that the touch is translated through the key and a million moving parts to the string. The touch is so important to get that just a soft silkiness when you play. That all has to do with how the keys are used, right? And everything from that to something that's really loud and bombastic, that's the same thing. It's all about how you use the keys as a musician, as a pianist. My latest project that I started in March of 2020 is a whole set, or an album, of new hymn arrangements for solo piano. And I'm trying to take a variety of influences as I write these. So I'm almost finished writing them, but some of them are still in progress. Just do it. Just to do it and enjoy it. I think unless you have a really particular goal that you want to achieve with music, find a teacher that you like working with. Or even if you don't, there are a lot of resources online that you can go to learn at least the basics, and just get into playing. I think something that happens a lot in the classical music world, especially, is we get consumed with the need to practice and the need to perfect things. And we forget, and we can lose touch with the fact that we are musicians because we're trying to communicate something, and we're trying to have those feelings and tell those stories. And I think anybody can do that. You all have stories you can share. And so you don't have to play at a super advanced level to tell your story. But the sooner you get plugged into the instrument and say, I'm going to learn a couple basic things, then the sooner you can start telling those stories to people.
Perhaps Charles's music has inspired you to have your own passion for the piano. View more of his works on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Passion for the Arts. I'm Andrea Zakrzewski.